Well, I I honestly have almost no words as to describe what the absolute fuck I just played, but I'll try to be as fair as possible for this review for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The story is what I expected to a degree, but it had some pretty okay to subpar surprises, I suppose. There is, but ultimately, the game is chock full of conveniences, predictable outcomes, and a lot of nonsensical decisions that hurt the game narratively. These four idiots could have been killed by damn near all the leaguers, but the plot just wouldn't allow that. Of course, it's the plot. It's supposed to make sure that the main characters of the game don't die, right? Unless it's for the plot, right? But you can't just keep throwing conveniences after conveniences to build a story. And it's just like how I say this is that out of nowhere, Deadshot saw like a paper mache, like little doll thing for Green Lantern because apparently he has beef. Green Lantern put him in jail and separated him from his daughter. He starts beating the shit out of it, and what do you know? The explosives that they were looking for was inside the paper mache Green Lantern. So I'm like, there was no reason for this type of convenience, but sure, okay. Hell, a big example I would say for convenience, or just like the overall just what the fuck is going on here in general, is that when Batman came in and introduced himself to us, he killed two people. He went ahead and swooped up and grabbed some poor soul, beat the absolute shit out of him, and snapped his neck and yelled, "Where are they? Where are they?" When he knew where they were at the exact same time. I'm joking, it's a meme, but he does go ahead and batarang somebody in the jugular and kill them. Somebody else, some security guard woman, right? And I'm just sitting here like, so this Brainiac shit is strong enough to make him break his one rule. Cool, awesome. So it must be pretty strong, correct? No. So after he goes ahead and scares the shit out of them into separating, he just knocks them out. He just one by one he beats the absolute shit out of you, and he doesn't kill you like mid beat up, right? Until he gets to Harley and he's about to like, put a cap in her ass, in her head mostly. But I thought he was gonna take them alive, which I'm sitting here like that would make sense, I suppose, if he wants to take over metas in the world and so on. No, he didn't do any of that. He was gonna kill Harley Quinn right there, but the Flash saved the day. Another convenience, right? So I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? Why would you? You can't just open with him just killing people and then just have him just knock everybody out, because the entire building was filled with people. He killed himself. There were people dead in the vents. That's how much he was killing people. What the fuck? It makes no damn sense. The plot is essentially just a simple Suicide Squad is forced to do deadly missions, but with the added caveat of finding ways to counter the Justice League and Brainiac. All I'm saying is, if it was that easy to kill the Flash, many would already have killed him. And with how much they went ahead and duplicated the Speed Force, everybody should have the Speed Force at this fucking point, right? I'm fairly certain, like with the Speed Force, with how the Speed Force is used outside of the Flash, the Yellow Lantern Corps, like rings and stuff, their energy and kryptonite isn't how it's supposed to work in like other continuities, but in here they kind of force it to for the plot, and it's it's pretty saddening. And what makes it sadder is that Wonder Woman put a chunk of fucking kryptonite in Superman's chest, and he didn't die. Literally dug straight in, right into his chest cavity, and he just went ahead and fried the shit out of her. Like literally, like super heat beam just fried her ass right after getting stabbed in the chest with kryptonite. And apparently it was explained that maybe his DNA was possibly changed to resist it, but like I should have it here in the video. How much it was in his chest. He should be dead. He should be dead. If it pierced his fucking chest near his heart, he should be dead. So I don't know how he's still like this. But I guess they say, like, he isn't as weak as Crypt. Like, it's just disappointing. It makes me sigh. It makes me sigh. I don't know. It just feels real bullshit to me. Diana, I'm sorry, but you were useless in this goddamn game. I'm sorry, Diana. Like, the queen or princess of Themyscira, she was useless, and it was only used to show the Suicide Squad that Kryptonite isn't gonna cut it anymore. That's all her purpose was to save them from certain death, maybe once or twice, and then show them that Kryptonite doesn't really work on his ass no more, on Superman right now. So she was borderline useless. Okay. She just came in to talk shit and get fried by Superman, along with everything I just said right now, and just put a hole in his chest. She essentially did nothing. All the while, Batman is bitching the entire game and sucking off Brainiac, who is organic, by the way, this entire time. He is not a AI sentient robot who is taking over worlds. He's taking over multiverses as well. He isn't an AI in a robot. He should be. It would solve a lot of his issues. I'm pretty sure, because he gets shit on by little preschooler. I don't even say preschooler. Like, little middle schooler Ivy, and a lot of his minions get shit on by the whole viruses she would be conjuring up and shit herself. It's just I don't know. It's just his motivations as well, like taking over planets on a multiversal scale with like 12 other Brainiacs in the multiverse. And just to recreate his planet, I suppose, because he's always been alien, but now he's organic alien. He's trying to make like different planets. I guess Earth is like the most suitable planet in the multiverse to recreate planet Kolu. I think his planet, I suppose. I think across the multiverse, which it's different in different continuities, but normally he's just obsessed with knowledge and destroying the original copies of planets of everything, and keeping the information for himself and going to the next and so on, right? But here he's just recreating his planet, which is fine, I suppose. It's almost similar to like the My Adventures with Superman, where Brainiac is just he's like a warlord essentially, I suppose, there. But this one, he just on bullshit. He really is. But one of my questions is, if there are other worlds, potentially other heroes there, why didn't we see hero-based enemies until we killed our heroes? And it doesn't make no sense. Like, if he is a multiversal like invader, I'd expect more from that, because anytime we killed a member of the Justice League, like, we get stronger enemies who basically represented their powers. Like, we have like the Green Lantern helicopters roaming around, or the Flash Speed Force enemies, and apparently we got Batman enemies as well. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do here. Like, what's going on here? Like, if he is a multiversal invader and he had these capabilities, wouldn't he already have these sort of heroes, like, power sets and stuff in his army already? Did he just really wait for this entire time for them to actually kill his like the base heroes there in that universe, just to roll them out? Or he just never thought about it? Maybe Batman gave him some fucking ideas. I don't know. But I expected more from Brainiac, at least, but it didn't work out at all. Especially with the ending. Dear Christ, the ending is basically like the ending fight with Brainiac is, I can't speak. The ending fight with Brainiac is a Flash fight rehash, and it's just has more enemies on top of it. So what the fuck? The ultimate slap in the face also was that you have to fight the other Brainiacs, but in the base game you can only fight one. Each season will have you fighting one, and so on, right? So you killed one, so that leaves 12 other Brainiacs. So that potentially means 12 other seasons. So yeah, I'm not doing any of that. Fuck all that. The story is bad. nonsensical, funny at times with the dialogue, but a lot of times it's just like it's just edgy Guardians of the Galaxy humor, Suicide Squad humor, just them talking shit to each other. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's like, what the fuck, just shut the fuck up. And I'm kind of glad they made King Shark pretty smart and pretty the moral compass of the group, because I like King Shark, and the costumes are pretty cool too. But anyways, that's a whole tangent, right? I I ran through the game because the gameplay isn't just boring as you may hear, it is also repetitive, because the you're basically just either defending some shit or escorting some shit, and maybe putting some humans in some Pokeballs, and that's it. That's really all the mission types are. And then the boss battles aren't really to write home to either. It's just bullet sponge city. Just go ahead and keep shooting them. It is not something I would play even if I was like thirsting for like at least one game in a world where there's an apocalypse to play. I don't think I would even play this game. I'd probably use it as like a paperweight. It's not good. It's not good. Like I said, I'm not gonna try and do the same missions over and over again. There really aren't no real personal missions either. Not that I could see when I was playing the game. There were some parts because they each member of the Suicide Squad besides King Shark has a sort of relationship with one of the with one of the leaguers. Like with Deadshot, it was Green Lantern. With Harley, obviously, it's Batman, and with Boomerang, it's obviously with Flash, and their costumes are pretty fun. You can actually wear their costumes, but it just isn't, the best, right? There isn't much substance to their characters. They're just there for the funny. They're just there for the funny. The upgrades and loot, by the way, the upgrades are pretty basic, I suppose. They just make they just modify your numbers to go up to do more damage. And there are some combat options as well, like some executions, but it's not really it just adds to the UI. And the more you play the game, the more things add to your UI, which you're just sitting here like, "Oh god, what the fuck?" The loot there is I saw some shit where people were like, "Oh, this is my favorite looter shooter," like just because you can potentially pick up some stuff. Like it's very rare. Most of the most important stuff you can get are probably like the stuff you craft and like the iconic weapons from different villains and stuff. But I only really had like one or two. I think I had the Bizarro sniper and the Black Mask sniper because I was Deadshot most of the time. So I was just using those two in tandem and just shitting on people. So yeah, it's not really much loot. You can like if you really want to build towards that and like grind for it, that's cool. I'm not going to, because that is a lot of work for a game that is repetitive as shit. The characters themselves that show up, it's the slapstick Guardians of the Galaxy sort of edgy sort of comedy that they're known for. It's Suicide Squad comedy, and sometimes it doesn't really correlate because in what cutscene, Flag, everyone knows Lieutenant Flag from Suicide Squad lore. If you don't, I'm not gonna get into him. He's not really that important. But he is like Waller's number 2, and he would go ahead and threaten to blow them up, etc., etc. And then and then in the next mission when you're playing with him, he adds like a quip or two mid mission. You're like, oh, okay, are we cool or are we not cool, or is that just a coping mechanism? Like, what's going on here? Even Waller gets a one-liner from killing the first Brainiac herself, and kind of like downing like the whole tentacle skull thing in the air. And can we just talk? Can we just talk about Brainiac? The man looks like a buddy of mine made me laugh with this. He said that Brainiac just looks like Mark Zuckerberg if he just stopped playing games and decided just to finally take over Earth. It's fucking hilarious. I said he looks like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, or he just looks like just some type of like bondage some dude who's into bondage who is going to a bondage party but sort of dressed as Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. It is just his design is not It's not it. It's not it. But it did make me laugh with the jokes we were having it. So I guess I'll let it slide, I suppose. But look here, I may have ragged on the dialogue, but it's very hit or miss for me personally. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's really funny, but other times you're just sitting there like, okay, whatever, that's fine, and you just you sometimes you just want your ears to disappear. Like it's just the usual hit or miss sort of comedy that's in these type of groups that most people I suppose enjoy, but I don't. It's like if you're playing the game and you're not really enjoying the game per se, the dialogue should keep you up. But yeah, like if they were to fill if they were to have filled the dialogue with a lot of stuff that happened between arkham Arkham Knight and this game, instead of like having like just museums and shit that explained a lot of it, like Bruce like faked his death, like that we know in Arkham Knight, and he came back after like a few years, and he joined the Justice League, and they became the World Super Squad, right? And that's really it. If they were to have talked a lot about like what happened between then, and just have casual conversations about like just getting closer as well as people, like they sort of do, especially with Deadshot. He'll explain a little bit about himself, but like most of the time Boomerang would just be like, bro, I don't give a shit. And I'm like, all right, I was kind of interested in seeing what you guys actually think, but a lot of them would just rib on each other to sort of get out of the conversation, which is sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. So it's just either or. It's up in the air if you like it or not. The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League didn't just kill the Justice League. It made us kill the Arkham universe. Just like how Robin was snuffed out, we basically closed this franchise's future in a very fucked up way with a mediocre game. It's sad, really, because if they had just angled it to where it wasn't part of the main Arkham universe and that it's just its own thing for people just to have fun with, it wouldn't have had all the hate it has now, I suppose. It could have been just a goofy game with no ties to anything, with it doesn't have any ties to actual quality to compare them, and just have its own, just be its own thing, right? Just be its own thing, It fucking sucks that we kill like the Batman, the one from Origins, the one from Asylum, the one from City, the one from Arkham Knight. We kill him in a park, shooting him in the head, and there, that's how he dies. Yeah, it's unfortunate. The man who has literally taken down armies and supervillains, shot in the head by Harley Quinn. That's wonderful, right? So with all that being said, the game gets a 4 out of me. No mission screamed fun at all to me, besides you getting like swept up in all the murder and the style that Deadshot has with his murdering and things, right? And the missions just didn't feel any different, and there wasn't really no substance here besides just killing things, and that too won't save the game. Like I said, if they were to have spun it to be a fun co-op game, to play with the boys, to fight in a totally not the Arkham universe, and just fight this evil Justice League that they've been fighting for a good while now, and they actually do have the potential to defeat their specific leaguer themselves, but they just never had the proper plan, the proper tools, the proper support to do so, mainly because they are the villains, they aren't supposed to. And it could have been a decent game just to bullshit around. Maybe like Gotham Knights. Maybe they just wanted to go ahead and step up from the Gotham Knights sort of thing, and they fucked it up. It just not it. These companies need to respect the characters they govern and the writers. Christ. These writers need to stop shitting on established stories to put over theirs like it's quality itself. If it's quality, it wouldn't need to shit on the older stuff to be loved. Now with my rant slash video done, right? That's been my review on the game, on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. If you guys want to know more, just put a comment down in the comment section. Got any questions, just comment everything you need to do. Just I would love to talk to you about the game. It really just helps grow, like, me, because I just like to talk with all of you, right? I like to grow the channel just by speaking with all of you. If you guys like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be cool too. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. Goodbye.